8. Talk about the debate. Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. Was it fair? Because a lot of people are saying now, allegedly, there might have been a whistleblower that gave Kamala all the answers up front. Of course, we'll say it's alleged, but it does make sense. She seemed very confident, very well prepared. She seemed like she wasn't thinking, wasn't hesitating. I don't know. What do you think? You know what I think, baby? Trump all the way. Trump doesn't need no answers. Trump is the man. Keeps it raw. Talks from his heart. Like old dirty bastard, from Wu-Tang. I like it raw, baby. Trump is the man for the job to make America great again. And that's why Apefather wrote the Fist of the Air, Donald J. Trump, Never Surrender, Never Stop Fighting song. Here it is. Original music by Richie Lavoie, a.k.a. the Apefather, the Donald J. Trump, Never Stop Fighting, Never Surrender song. What's up, Brian? Rocky Balboa style, never stop fighting. Ugh. Back to the future. V for victory. Good evening, Back to the Future. I love you too, brother. I love you, Angie. Green grass. He's the richest alive. Brian, making fun of my head. Don't talk about that, about my dogs. My dogs eat like kings and queens. That's right. But anyway, I do have kids. I have 2 children, a son and a daughter, Michael and Sophia Carissa. Apefather wants all of us to win in life. That's why I'm going to do my song Ambition. We're going to make a movie of this very soon. V for victory. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Peach Rose. We got one more, and then we're going to do some talking. This one is called Win. It's an instrumental song by Richie Lavoie, a.k.a. the Apefather. And I want Donald Trump to win. I want all of us to win at life. Win. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of food lately. Got to stop eating. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Timothy. Thank you, Back to the Future. So we'll talk a little bit about what I think is going on in the world of politics, okay? Now, I just want to start off by saying to all of you, I am not a financial planner, and I do not give financial advice. Everything that I'm about to say is subject to just my opinion, and it's for entertainment purposes only. Same thing with political advice. I am certainly not here to tell you who to support. I am not here to tell you who to believe in or who to vote for, okay? We're just having a conversation. You could have your opinions, and I could have my opinions. Gabish! Okay, so let's get that out in the open. Oh, thank you so much. Back to the Future. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, Timothy. So, some people are saying, what's your opinion on this? That there's a whistleblower that is coming forward now. It was on the Benny Johnson YouTube channel. I'm a big supporter of Benny and Trump, obviously. And they say that Kamala Harris had access to the questions on the debate beforehand. Well, I will tell you what I feel on that, okay? If it's true, it's a disgrace. If it's true. And I feel she should be disqualified. Well, we'll see what happens with that. They'll probably get away with everything like they always do. Again, it's all alleged. It's all alleged. She seemed to be very cocky, didn't she? She seemed to be very overly confident. She seemed to be very well rehearsed. That's just my opinion. She seemed like very, very well rehearsed. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's just how I feel about it. Back to the Future 99, it was said that Kamala had a Bluetooth earring and was given information through that device. Again, we don't know, okay? We have no idea. Obama was in her earpiece. She can't speak that fluently. Let's see if it all comes to fruition. If the truth comes out, it probably won't, right? Because everything in this world seems very corrupt, especially in our country. Look, I love our country. I love the United States of America. I really, really feel it is the greatest country in the world. I am so proud to be an American. I am a patriot. But I got to tell you, in terms of politics, there's a lot of unfair shit happening in our democracy, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. There's a lot of unfair shit. There is a lot of unfair shit. Cost me a couple of $100,000 in this stupid stock market with AMC. And you're even seeing it with DJT. Listen, can I tell you how I feel about DJT? Okay, I'm just going to give it to you straight, all right? Like I said, this is subject to my opinion. Nobody bought DJT for its fundamentals. Can we all get this on the table? Because I am so sick and tired of friggin' Kramer. Even Kramer makes this whole big thing about, even GameStop saying it's completely overvalued, blah, 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 DJT, it sucks. Barry Diller, the chairman of IAC, is another one. He's a big Democrat, big leftist. He said, anybody who buys DJT is a complete idiot because the company is losing money and fundamentally it looks like shit, right? Well, here's the thing. A lot of people even said Trump had to go back to Twitter. He had to go back to X. He simply does not have a big enough audience on Truth Social. Okay, here's what I got to say to all of these friggin' comments, okay? People who support Trump are not in it for any other reason except Trump. That's it. That's why we support Trump. We're in it for, well, actually, I shouldn't say that. We're in it for two reasons. We want to make America great again. Obviously, that's the big reason. And we feel that Trump is the man for the job to make America great again. So nothing else matters. Let's just get this straight. All these things that the Democrats are trying to do to discredit Trump, nothing works with us. Not the loyal Trump supporters, not the loyal patriots of our great country who want to make the red, white, and blue true again, who want the American dream to live on for all of us, who wants our borders strong. You understand? Who wants all of us to have a country with no more inflation, lower gasoline prices, lower grocery prices, affordable housing, a safe place for our kids to grow up without illegal immigrants coming here. Whether or not they're eating the dogs or cats, like Trump said. Okay, look, all I can tell you is this. I know a lot of people are making a big deal about this. I recently saw videos. I was talking about it with Back to the Future. I'm not sure if she was an illegal immigrant. I'll say it's alleged, but we saw this woman pick up a cat and started eating it. You know the video I'm talking about, right? Who knows the video where the woman picked up the cat, she went to jail, started eating the cat. She killed the cat, and then she started eating it. Then we saw that video of the guy, some guy got hit by a train, or if he was pushed, I don't know exactly what happened, but his leg came off, some guy, and a guy picked up his leg and started eating it. Okay, so I know this stuff sounds crazy. It really does sound crazy, but now you know what's even more crazy? If this is actually Americans, like let's go a step further. Let's go a step. If these are not illegal immigrants and these are actually American citizens, it makes it even effing worse. Excuse me, it makes it worse. Okay, that if these are American citizens. So we've seen stuff like this happen. 23 Ricktown, Bakersfield, California. So you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What's up there, Rudolfo? Absolutely, Back to the Future. After the, I agree that Truth Social has a lot of great things, but the point I'm trying to make, Back to the Future, is that this is not. Look, if Back to the Future, understand this. The God's honest truth is people are not really investing in DJT because of Truth Social. You want me to like level with you, brother? I don't want you to get mad at me. Last thing I want is for Back to the Future to get mad at me. It's really about Trump. You want to know the truth? That's it. A lot of people say, "What do you think of JD Vance?" Apefather, do you like JD Vance? It wouldn't make a difference if you really want me to tell you the truth who the vice president is. Okay, when it was Pence, nobody really gave a shit. You know what I mean? It's all about two things: make America great again and Trump. So, which leads me to my next point. If we're going to stick with Trump, listen to me, throughout what? Two impeachments, indictments, criminal trials, right? Where the guy is actually the first ex president who is a felon, 34 counts of guilty with the falsified business record, Stormy Daniels, Michael Cohen. Do you think that would a failed assassination attempt? I could go on and on and on. Alleged sexual assault, E.G. Garrow. Okay. Do you really think we're going to stop supporting Trump? Over what? Over the stock market? First of all, the stock market is corrupt. I don't care what you say. Apefather has his opinion on this. Okay. I'll say it's alleged. Stock market is controlled by a lot of corrupt people. And Donald Trump knows about it. Donald Trump is very, very aware of it, which is why he wants to fire Gary Gensler on day one of his presidency. He wants to fire Gary Gensler. He vows on his first day he will fire Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC. We need to drain the swamp. Right now, it's very hard for Trump because it's like he's out of power right now, and it's like a banana republic. It's like we're living in a banana republic, ladies and gentlemen. It's like his political opponents are doing everything they possibly can. I'll say it's alleged, okay? You can have your opinion. I can have my opinion. I'll say it's alleged. They are eating the dogs and the cats, Frank. Look at what Frank J just said. Okay, so look, this is the bottom line. Would you let someone in your house, can I make this very simple for all of you to understand? If you had no idea who this person was, they came from another country. Would you let this person in your house with your family, with your children? You're probably, I mean, I know it sounds like a stupid question, right? But you wouldn't do it. But yet, you'll let these people in your country? You'll let these people come into your country? Think about it for a second. It's crazy. Look, we are all immigrants. All of us are immigrants, and immigration is what made America the greatest country in the world. And we need the people, but they have to come through a legal process. That's it. They have to come through a legal process. They cannot just come into our country illegally. And the Democrats, one of Kamala Harris's promises is she wants to make a lot of these people citizens, if not all of them, because you have to understand they want their vote. It's crazy. These people are voting. These people are voting. They're not American. I'll say it's alleged because I can't prove anything in this crazy freaking system that we have. But in a lot of cases, these illegal immigrants somehow are voting. It's crazy, right? They're coming to our country. They're getting a free lunch. They're getting free housing. They're getting free food. They're getting free health insurance, and they're even given the right to vote. Okay, they're not American citizens, but they're given the right to choose our leaders. Okay, Elon Musk says it all the time. If you don't believe me, listen to Elon. Listen to Elon Musk. You don't have to take my word for this. Okay, so the problem is this. Stop it, Vladimir, with the stupid questions. Okay, the problem is this. Okay, we need to protect our borders. We need to protect it. It doesn't seem to me that Kamala Harris wants to protect our borders. It definitely doesn't seem Joe Biden doesn't even know where the borders are. He doesn't even know where the White House is, okay? So we need someone who is going to protect our borders. Donald Trump is our hero, man. He's doing everything to protect us, the wall, okay? He's making the border stronger than ever before. To me, this is common sense, and I just don't understand why everyone doesn't feel this way. How could someone disagree with this? I don't care if you're a left, you're the right, you're blue, you're red, whatever you are. Why would you want people who are killers coming into our country? Why would you want people, rapists, drug dealers coming into our country? I just wish someone could explain it to me because I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. This is not a hard issue, right? I mean, to me, this is the most simplest friggin'. How am I brainwashed? Greengrass, listen to me. Again, I repeat this question. Greengrass, do me a favor. Open up your doors of your house. This is what I want you to do. Open up the doors to your house to someone you don't know who's from another country and let them come over your house. Let them sleep in the same friggin' house as your children if you have children. Would you do that? Because I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. That's it. This is common logical sense, ladies and gentlemen. People, look at what happened in 9/11. Look at what happened. These pilots were trained in America. And I don't want to get into conspiracy theories. I don't want to get into it that was a setup and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I just want to make a point to you. I want to make a simple point. We got to stop letting people come into our country. We need to know every single thing about them. Every single thing about them. We got to know everything. Their complete life history, their family, their friends, their employment, their associate. We need to know everything. They have to come in through a process. And that's it. That's the bottom line here. That's it. And if we don't do something about this, listen, it's going to get worse, our country. The violence is going to go up. Like Trump says, violence is going down all around the world. And violence in America is going up. And there's a simple reason for this. The reason why violence is going up is because we are letting criminals, we are letting killers into our country. Listen, guys, there are good people. Again, they got to come to a process. What do you think I'm saying to you? You think I'm saying I want to shut like the door to immigrants? Of course not, because then I wouldn't be in America. My family would not be in America. Okay? But my family came in to America through a process. Every immigrant came into this country legally through a process who are good people. That's it. The ones that gotta hide, don't take this the wrong way. Why are they hiding for? They're hiding for a lot of reasons, okay? I don't think, can I tell you something? It shouldn't be a matter of money. Like, look, I once was told it's very expensive to become a United States citizen. Very, very expensive in terms of, monetary reasons. That I think we should lighten up on. If I was the president, okay, which I'm not the president, okay, to me, money is something that can be worked out over a very, very long period of time, okay? To me, it's not the money, you know what I mean? It's about the person themselves. Is this a good person? Do they come from, do they have a good trade? They can come into our country. They have a trade. They have something that can benefit this country. They have something to offer society. They're from good stock. They're good people. Let them in. We need good people. We need good people with skills. We need good people with skills. Money, that stuff should be worked out over the long term. That's it. It shouldn't be about money. And if that's the reason why a lot of good people are not coming into our country, I think that should stop right away. That's in my opinion. It shouldn't be about paying to come into America. It should be, what do you offer? Do you offer something? Do you have a skill? Do you have a trade? You're a good person. You're a good human being. We need you. We need you to come into America. That's just the way I see it. Okay? Right. We don't want violent people. We don't want drug dealers. We don't want rapists. We don't want killers. And that's it. And the thing is, unfortunately, a lot of them are coming into our country. I hate this. See, people think when I say they're all killers, I didn't say that. I didn't say they're all killers, but there's a very, very large percentage. And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. I'm not insane. I am not insane. Okay. Now that's that issue. Okay. Another common sense issue to me is abortion. I mean, I can't believe the stuff that we're talking about when it comes to abortion. And I can't believe how everyone is fighting over this. Listen to me. Apefather says it right from the get-go. If a woman was raped, if a woman was a victim of incest or some violent crime, okay, someone broke into a house, beat her up, raped her, kidnapped her, Whatever the case may be, she has the right to get an abortion, you sick mother effers. I'm not a crazy Republican. Listen to me. I'm not a pro-life my ass. Listen to me, and I'll say it right to your face, pro-life my ass. If this woman was raped and she was a victim of incest and a violent crime, she has the right, a woman has the right to get an abortion. Pure and simple. I don't give a shit what Republicans say. They can kiss my ass. Okay, if you think I'm this psychopathic friggin' I'm not. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. If a woman wants to get an abortion who is a victim of rape and was a victim of incest, she should do so right away. Don't you believe that? Why is she waiting? Like, why is she waiting 7 months or 8 months? And then she's like, I want to get an abortion. You can't do it at that point because to me, that becomes murder. That's murder. You're going to get an abortion 8 months, 9 months in. That's what these Democrats are saying. They're saying that they allow this. They allow abortion 7 months, 8 months. No, at some point there has to be a cutoff time. At some point there has to be a time, and I'm sorry. Even if you were raped, mother effer, you should have did it sooner. You should have did it sooner. So that's my stance on abortion. I mean, I feel like these are very common sense friggin' things. Now you want to talk about world peace? Under Trump, we had world peace. I hate to break it to all of you, okay, all of you Democrats out there. Under the Biden and Kamala Harris, okay, administration, the world is in chaos. Look at what's happening. Millions and millions and millions of people are dying. Israel, okay, the Russia-Ukraine crazy situation going on there. Okay? And who knows what's going to happen now? There's more problems within the Middle East. There's more problems happening. It seems like it's getting worse and not getting better. And I will tell you this, ending a problem is not leaving tens and tens of billions of dollars of America's state-of-the-art equipment with the enemy in Afghanistan, such as what Joe Biden did. Okay, you want to withdraw troops, which I don't want to get into that, but you're going to leave tens and tens of billions of dollars of our state-of-the-art equipment, in the enemy's hands. Okay, so this is why we need Trump. Listen to me, that would have never happened under Trump. Yeah, I heard about what happened with Taylor Swift. I heard about that. You know, it's funny because Taylor Swift made a lot of her money thanks to Donald Trump. Thanks to Donald Trump. There was a lot of things going on with certain, things in the music industry. And Trump opened up the doors with a lot of things because you don't know what's going on a lot of times. The music industry used to be a very fair place. And it all started with what was that crazy guy? Sean Parker. Remember that? What was that thing called? That website? It'll come to me in a second. Napster. And forget about it, the music industry went haywire. And it's because of Trump, okay, that Taylor Swift was able to make a lot more money than she would have previously made. But there you go. I know exactly what I'm talking about, David. What don't I know what I'm talking about, David? Tell me. What don't I know what I'm talking about? David, listen to me. Look it up. Okay, look it up. There's a lot of things that go on, okay, that you don't know about, okay, that goes on between closed doors. You know what your problem is with all of you? Everyone thinks that this world that we're living in is basically black or white, okay? You don't realize that there is a shade of gray. There is a shade of gray in everything in this world. And if you're not aware of it, David, let me tell you something. If you're not aware of that shade of gray, then you're going to be sheep, my friend. You're going to be sheep. Trust me, you think the stock market is fair? You think everything's fair? Everything's corrupt, mother effer. Everything is corrupt. Again, I'll say it's alleged, okay? But let's just say you got to learn sometimes you got to learn the hard way in life. Either you're going to learn the easy way, which is you open up your ears and you get educated, or you're going to learn the hard way. Back to the Future knows. Everything and everyone is corrupt. Listen, you can't be so trustworthy in this. You can't listen to me. You ever see the movie Lock Up with Sylvester Stallone? He goes DTA. Don't trust anyone. DTA. Don't trust anyone. Okay? That's it. Nobody's got your back. Okay? You got to hope and pray. You got a beautiful family in this world. God is good. You have to have God in your life, and that's it. Because everybody's out to get you. This is a cutthroat world, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's out to beat you, stomp you to the ground. But that's why I wrote a song called Everybody's Got Problems, okay? Because I believe there is a solution to every problem out there. I believe, see, I love, my favorite movie of all time is Rocky. And Rocky taught me something. It's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you could get hit and keep getting up. See, that's how winning is truly done. You know how you become a winner in this world? You don't stay down. And that's something I respect about Trump. I'm not telling you you have to respect Trump. I respect Trump. I respect him because no matter how much that this guy is hit with, anybody else would have quit by now. Anybody else would have said this is not worth it. Forget about it, right? He keeps fighting. He keeps fighting, and I love it. So I'm going to show you a little song I wrote. Everybody's got problems, but remember, the point of this song is about there's a solution to every problem, and you got to keep fighting. Let's do it. When your love ends before your eyes, everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody's got problems you can't hide. You can't hide. Life could beat you up a bed. It's easy to just give up. Don't get knocked down. You gotta get mad. Fight back and be the one standing up. When your love ends before your eyes, everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody's got problems you can't hide. You can't hide. I know you're hurting and you don't believe tomorrow will be a better day. It's up to you. You gotta believe you have the power to make all your troubles go away. When your love ends before your eyes, everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody's got problems you can't hide. Piano solo. When your love ends before your eyes, everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody but he's got problems you can't hide. Little blues in the house there. Oh. So anyway, I know a lot of. Hey, what's up, Mark? Mark Bishkoff in the house. He's a good guy, Mark. What's up there? Yug the Hoob is in the house. I agree with you, Mark. Eye of the Tiger, baby. Rocky's my favorite movie. Everything I do is Rocky based in my whole life. Everything I do in my life. Seriously, I'm not even kidding you. I try to sound like the Italian stallion too. I don't know if you got that, but everything is Rocky to me, baby. Everything is Rocky. Who wants higher taxes? Who wants to have weak borders? Let these killers come in our country. We gotta protect all the women and children. It is our rights to protect them. Everybody understands it takes hard work and determination. No one should get a free plate. Sorry. They come into our country, they have free health insurance, free food, and free housing. When Americans, we are suffering, we gotta pay all this money for food, gasoline. We gotta keep paying through the roof for all of our housing and insurance. Eye of the tiger. Eye of the tiger. All right, I know. Well, anyway, Rocky is an Italian immigrant. Yeah, you could come in. I know. I'll keep it down. I got to keep the music down now. It's getting late. You know that Sylvester Stallone is a Trump supporter. I don't know if you know this. Stallone recently left California and moved to Florida. So there was a reason for that. Recently, Stallone joined Mar-a-Lago, which is the property that Trump owns in Palm Beach, the beautiful, gorgeous mansion once owned by the Post family. Sylvester Stallone is a member of Mar-a-Lago. I'm just letting you know. I mean, just, if you want to talk about Stallone, you should probably know the true person. Sylvester Stallone is a Republican. But anyway, listen, I'm not telling anyone how to feel. At the end of the day, I disagree with a lot of things that Republicans say. Like, hey, you want to hear a big thing that I disagree with? Okay. If someone is legitimately disabled, okay, I'm going to tell you my feeling, okay? If so, my wife has stage 4 breast cancer. You want to hear the crazy thing? She got turned down for a Social Security disability. Isn't that crazy? It had to do with she stopped working at a certain point. See, I was always blessed that I made enough money, where my wife didn't have to work. You understand? I was in sales for over 20 years. I was always making six figures. I always did very well in my life. But she started getting pains. She didn't know what it was back in 2009. And she was telling me, honey, it's kind of difficult for me to get up in the morning, to work. I told her, I said, quit, just relax, honey. I want you to be comfortable. She didn't know it was breast cancer. She had no idea. Years and years and years later, okay, she found out like around 2017 that it was breast cancer. And what Social Security Administration told my wife, they said, because you stopped working in 2009, I swear to you, I know you probably don't believe me, you old. I showed a letter, I made a letter of it, I made a video on it. They turned my wife down, who worked for over 20 years, always paid taxes, paid into everything, Social Security, everything. Unemployment, they turned her down. They turned her down for Social Security disability because they said that she stopped working at a date 2009, and when she applied for Social Security, they said she was no longer eligible. Okay, so now and then you think, how do you think I like it that some illegal immigrants going to come into our country and they're going to get free health insurance and they're going to get free money for food and free money for housing, where my wife got stage 4 breast cancer and she got turned down? I think this country is insane. We need better leadership. We need Trump. Because look at everything Kamala has done for this country. It's true, Mark. Listen, I'm not saying to you everything is bad. You see, this guy MD is not listening to me, okay? Once again, you're not listening to me, MD. If someone is legitimately disabled, okay, meaning they have cancer, they have something where they legitimately cannot work anymore, then I do believe they're entitled to help from the government, especially that they worked all their lives, they pay taxes, they're Americans, and we should take care of Americans. I'm not saying anything about that. See, because there's a lot of Republicans that think otherwise. They think that, no, even with cancer, you should work. Even with this, you should work. No, I don't believe that. If a person is legitimately disabled of no fault of their own, you know what I mean? And they have a problem. They of course. But there are people taking advantage of our government, and there are people taking advantage of this. There are people that are not disabled. You understand? And they're getting things that they don't deserve. Okay, there are people that don't have real conditions like cancer. And all I'm simply saying is this: there should be, people need to go through vigorous tests, not just paperwork. Okay, they need doctors to confirm things. Okay, because there are people taking advantage of our system. My wife legitimately has stage 4 breast cancer. It was of no fault of her own. She worked during 9/11. She worked at 2 World Trade Center. My wife missed 2 World Trade Center by a matter of like 2 minutes. She would have been gone. She missed it. It was crazy. And, the toxins in the air, she developed stage 4 breast cancer, and she got turned down. My wife got turned down for for Social Security disabilities. That just goes to show you how crazy this country really is. And we need good leaders. We need people who put America first. That's the key. Before we take care of the whole world, look, no one is saying that America can't be like Robin Hood here, like a good Samaritan, and take care of the whole world. But we got to take care of America first. We got to make sure that everybody in America is okay. And then if you want to take care of the rest of the world, okay, fine. But you see, that's not what happens under Biden and what happens under Kamala Harris. They take care of the whole world. And in a lot of cases, Americans are the ones that are suffering. We're the ones that need help. Worry about us. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's just my opinion. You don't understand a lot of things. Sometimes I'll give you an example. I know this sounds kind of crazy. I know this sounds crazy. But Trump's plan, see, the way the Democrats try to make you look at it, they try to make you look at it like he's only trying to benefit the super rich. Okay? But you don't understand that the super rich, unfortunately, they're the ones who create jobs. You understand? They're the ones who own the biggest corporations in the world. You want to give them incentives so that they stay in America. You understand? Because look, business people, this is the way they think. It's terrible because we should all be patriots. We should all be patriots and we should all put America first. But that's not the way it works, especially for the super rich. If the super rich feel I could build a friggin' plant in Mexico, you know what I mean? And I could save billions and billions and billions of dollars, then I'm going to Mexico. And then what happens is that Americans lose jobs. So what Trump in essence does when he gives these great incentives and these great deals, he's saving Americans jobs. He's bringing these companies back to America. That's what you don't understand. See, but you're brainwashed, all you people. You just listen. You know what you see? You talk about people who don't do their homework. You're saying I don't do my homework. You all have to do your homework because you just hear. You know what it is? You hear one side of the story and then you don't hear the rest. You only hear one side of the story, which is what? Trump is benefiting the super rich. Yeah, like if that was the only thing that you heard, I would agree with you. I would say, man, that sucks. Okay. But when you hear the whole story on how he's bringing these big corporations back and he's going to put tariffs on the companies, example, that leave our country and want to go to Mexico or want to go to China or wherever they want to go, and then they want to ship their products back to America, he's going to put a tariff on these mother effers that are going to be so high, it's going to be impossible for them to do business anywhere else except the United States of America. Trump loves our country. Okay, you don't realize it. He loves our country. Right, inflation. And who do you blame that on? We got to blame that on the current administration. Okay, there was no inflation under Trump. I remember everything being great when Trump was the president. There was nothing bad. I mean, seriously, I had a tremendous amount of money I was making in every single place. The stock market, I was doing great. There was no inflation. Unemployment was at its lowest levels. Our border was strong. I mean, I feel it was a better sentiment. I just feel everything was better under Trump. That's just my opinion. Look, there has to be fairness. I agree with you. There has to be fairness. Okay, but understand this. Understand this, okay? Small businesses, okay, in my opinion, this is in my opinion, we're doing much better under Trump. Okay, because I spoke to a lot of small businesses and the prices that they have to raise right now to compete. They're all going out of business. They're all going out of business. I was just in a small business the other day, okay, and I'm not going to mention the name of the business, so don't ask me. And he was telling me that he has to raise prices so high on everything now that it's killing his business. It's killing his business. How much he has to charge extra on just meat, extra on bread, extra on eggs, extra on milk, extra on. He's losing business so you don't know what you're talking about because the major business that like Walmart's, okay, they get everything, they buy in bulk, they buy everything in bulk so they can outproduce these small. You see, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, this Youssef guy or whatever his name is. Yoel, you have no idea what you're talking about, okay? Because if you understand anything about simple economics, you'll understand this. What's happening in terms of inflation is killing small businesses. You don't know what you're talking about. Tariffs are bringing in money. Like, I can't talk to this guy anymore. You got to go back to school, brother. You got to go back to college. Take a few classes on basic economics because you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. You're talking nonsense. You're talking nonsense. Trump is all for the farmers. Because of tariffs, Trump made more money than farmers than in the history of our country. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. Listen, I don't want to argue with people here. Look, one of the great things about being an American is you have the right to vote for whoever you want to vote for. Okay, that's it. I'm not here to try to convince you to vote for Trump. I am not here to try to change the way you look at things. Honestly, guys, I'm just an entertainer. I'm here to entertain. That's it. You have your opinions, and I have my opinions, okay? I happen to be a supporter of Donald Trump. I believe in Donald Trump. I believe he's going to make America great again. If you do not share in that, that is your prerogative. It is your right as an American. Okay, so that's it. What can I tell you? You know what I mean? That's it. I'm with Mike. I'm with Mike, Big Mike. Ox Big. That's who I'm with. Look, if anybody feels that inflation is normal right now, then you're an idiot. That's all that. How listen to me. Everything is double or triple in price right now. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. I mean, if maybe you're living in like La La Land, you're living in like Neverland, everything is either double, triple, or quadruple in price. You can't even fast food. There's a time I used to with Trump. I used to go to McDonald's. I spent $40, $50. I'm spending $100 to $125 at McDonald's now. At McDonald's, I'm spending like $125. Same food. And they admit it. Listen, I'll tell you what, if you don't believe me, just ask the management. Listen to me. Ask the management at McDonald's. And they'll tell you that prices have been risen at a very, very extreme high rate. Ask any restaurant owner, ask anybody. See, rather than for you to have your own personal opinion, which I know you do, why don't you ask these business owners and not just big business, small business owners? They will all tell you that prices are being risen at an extremely ridiculous high level. So get your head out of your ass, okay? All you people who think that inflation is at normal levels. You people are friggin' Norman Bates psychopaths. Inflation is at regular levels. I do remember that Back to the Future. I am not very liberal, and I don't know who would say that. You can't even afford to eat at McDonald's anymore. My progress is what I'm doing right now, Pat P. Just doing live streams, getting myself out there. Listen, one day I might shock Pat P and I might get into politics. I would love to see Pat P's face. But before I would get into politics, Pat, I have to become successful. Pat, I would never get into politics unless I was a very successful guy with real estate. I was a successful guy with entertainment, with music. Pat, I'm doing very good. You're saying my views are plummeting. Pat, I'm doing well. My subscriptions are at the highest levels they've ever been. My views are doing great. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Nothing concerns me because I'm doing better now than I've ever done before in the past. Listen, you're living in what's called, listen, an imaginary. You ever see this guy, UL Adams? You ever see the show Fantasy Island? You know, with Tattoo, he goes, the plane. You're living in like, Fantasy Island. Listen, if you think that prices are not skyrocketing, just, what you guys got to watch, Americans are having such a difficult time surviving. A lot of them are just living off peanut butter and jelly. That's literally what I watched this. This was a very, very professional woman. She was making like $40 an hour. She was in the medical industry. You got to watch this. Next time I'm going to share it. I'm going to share this video when I find it. She lives off peanut butter and jelly. That's all she eats. Her breakfast, peanut butter and jelly. Her lunch, peanut butter and jelly. And her dinner is peanut butter and jelly. And it got so hard for her that she had to go to her mother because she couldn't afford to buy another friggin' loaf of Wonder Bread. Her mother had to spot her a loaf of Wonder Bread. So if you think that times are great for Americans right now, you're friggin' crazy. Times are very, very, people are struggling right now. People are struggling to pay their bills. They are struggling to put gas in their car to go to work. They are struggling to buy groceries. So, and if you think otherwise, you're just not on this planet. You're not on this planet. That's all I have to, if you feel otherwise. Okay, if you feel otherwise. All I can tell you, Pat, is under Trump, this wasn't happening. This wasn't happening under Trump. So look, if Trump comes back in and then we still have inflation, then I would see your point, Pat. Then I would see your point. But let's see what Trump does. Okay, let's see if he comes back in office. But right now, things are very hard. Back to the Future 99. Apefather, your subs are going up. Your views are doing great. Your live streams get great views. Thank you, Back to the Future. And it's because of great people like you, Back to the Future. I love you, brother. Look, at the end of the day, Yoel, I just want America to be great. You want to know what I want? I have two children. I want to see their futures bright. I believe in the American dream. And I just don't see it. I'm sorry, but I don't see it. with this current administration with Joe Biden. I don't see it with Kamala Harris. I just do not believe that their plans are going to be good for America. That's it. That's it. So you could feel whatever you want to feel. I don't agree. But isn't that like my right? Like you have the right to have your opinion and I have the right to have my opinion. Hillsman. Hey Richard, I hope your family is doing well. Thank you. They are doing well. Thank you. God bless. Listen, I want the best for all of you. Okay? I just want all of us to win in life. I want all of us to have the best of everything. That's it. Okay? But I'm not here. Look, everyone has the right to vote. Listen, you have the right to feel however you want to feel. That is your constitutional right. So I'm just here to tell you my views. And my views is that how could you think allowing illegal immigrants, in my views, how could you think that's a good thing? How do you feel that's a good thing? I just don't understand. Can someone please explain to me how that's a good thing? How is letting people that are illegal immigrants come into our country and they get everything for free? They get free housing, they get free food, free health insurance, everything. They're allowed to vote, by the way. These aren't American citizens, right? They're allowed to vote. Can someone explain to me how that's a good thing? Please. How is that a good thing? That does happen. That does happen. I understand that immigrants boost the economy, but they got to come through our country, Joe Schmo, through a legal process. They got to come into our country to a legal process. That's all I'm saying to you. Other than that, you're going to get the worst people in the world coming through our country. And it could cause, like, you ever see the movie The Shining where it says red rum murder? It could cause murder. Asylum is not the correct process. Mark said it the best. They're given unlimited EBT cards. They're getting free food. Let me tell you something. They're even getting free housing. They're getting free insurance. It's crazy. No, I understand what you're saying. We're paying for it, Mark. I know what you're saying, Mark. It's free for them, but not for us. We're paying for it. Trillions are leaving the country, but homeless vets get no help. It's terrible, Back to the Future. I've seen this with my own eyes. I've seen this with my own eyes. That, it's crazy. The homeless vets, they're in such need of help and they can't get the help they need. They can't get the help they need. They need, see, look, when someone serves our country, I don't care what any of you say, they get to be what's called the gold carpet treatment. Okay? You serve our country, you serve the United States of America, everything should be given to you like forget about it. The best of everything. Okay? And in a lot of cases, they're not even getting anything. Because a lot of them, it's sad. They went to the war, they came home damaged, mentally damaged, and they need help. They need help. God bless our vets. God bless every single one of anyone who serves our country. I have the greatest respect for them. Easy 123 easy. I've been saying it for many years. Everyone laughed. Now we're being forced into socialism, and people still believe voting works, bro. It's going to be the same bird heading to the same place, socialism. Well, I hope not, brother, because that's why we need Trump back. And I will do everything. Let me just tell you something. I know what you're saying, but you can't be negative either. You can't be negative either because remember something, that we are in this together, okay? We're not going to stop fighting the good fight. We will never make America become a socialist country. That's it. Don't ever underestimate the power of your vote. Don't ever, like, I'll tell you a funny story one time, okay? I was in college one time, a long time ago. Yeah, I went to college late in life, right? But this was a long time ago. This was actually back, when Trump, this is when Trump wasn't, he wasn't sure if he was going into politics yet. And I remember I was finishing up a few classes late in life. I admit to you, I finished up late in life. But they this is what they said. Who's voting, okay, Democratic at the time? I think it was like Bernie Sanders or whatever. There was like 300 people. Everybody like put up their hands and everybody like raised their hand, right? It's the youth. Let me tell you something. This is what my point is. The young voters are heading Democratic, okay? And I don't know why that is. Because I think the Democrats, they promised them everything. Oh, we're gonna pay off your student loans. You know what I mean? We're gonna give you 25,000 for your first house. We're gonna buy your first crib. It's really crazy. And the youth in our country is really, really going towards Democrat. And we have to make people understand there's a pride in America. You have to want to do things for yourself. Because let me tell you something. When you accomplish something for yourself in life, it is the greatest respect. It is the greatest feeling in the world to say, I created a successful business, I created a successful brand. Or even music. I wrote my own song. There's a pride in our country. And too much of the youth nowadays, they want to get everything for free. And that's what the Democrats try to capitalize on. They try to capitalize on, we want to give everybody a free lunch. Well, Bud, I'm sorry to break it to you, but teaching people that they could get things for free is not the American way. Okay, the American way is hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. That's the American way. It's not true. It's not true because there's too much. Look, it all starts with a fair playing field. You have to have a fair playing field, which means that wages have to meet the level. You understand? Wages have to meet the level of what people need to survive. That's not the case. Okay, people are not making enough money. People need to make more money. That's first because it has to be a fair playing field. There has to be a fair playing field. And all that I see that's happening is the cost of goods and services are going through the roof. People's salaries are getting lower or remaining the same. And that is not a fair playing field. Plus there has to be more incentive. There has to be more incentive with the Small Business Administration to help people get on their feet to start businesses. There's too much regulations and restrictions. There's a lot of restrictions. You have no idea. Did you ever try to get a small business loan? Did you ever see how hard the process is? Did you ever how much red tape you have to go through? Okay, I'm just saying that if you have a qualified individual, if you have someone who's qualified, then this is America. But it's got to be the guy's got to be American. Okay, I'm sorry, it can't be an illegal immigrant. Okay, yeah, go through the process, come to our country legally, and if you are an American citizen, you should get that right. That's it. I'm sorry, you might all hate me, but if someone is not a legal citizen, they should not be able to get loans. They should. I'm sorry, it's crazy. And if you all disagree with me, that's fine. But we got to take care of Americans. Americans first. I'm sorry, that's just the way I see it. And I'm not saying anything bad about illegal immigrants. Become legal immigrants. Well, I welcome you to America. If you come to America through a legal process and you become a legal American citizen, then you deserve all the same benefits because you are now an American. But until you become an American, I'm sorry, Americans have to come first. That's just the way I see it. That's just the way I see it. I believe, in my opinion, that illegal immigrants should not be allowed to get any type of loans in America. Yes, that's my opinion, Joe. That's my opinion, yes. Come to America through a legal process. Become an American citizen. They shouldn't even be here, Joe. Joe, forget about getting loans. They shouldn't even be in America. You know what I mean? This guy's talking about getting loans. It's not communist. They're not American citizens. Thank you, TS5891. God bless you. But anyway, listen. Send them back. Send them back. Yes, yes, you said it right. This guy, Cheese Curd Bandit, said so banks, landlords, restaurants, etc., should be checking immigration status. Yes, that's correct. No green card, no work. Sorry. That's the way it's got to be. It can't be any other way. No green card, no work. I'm not saying once again, listen to me. I'm not saying that we don't need good hardworking people in our country. They have to go through the legal process. They have to become an American citizen. We need good people. We need them. That's what America was built on. America was built on, we're all immigrants. I'm an immigrant. My whole family are immigrants. I'm just saying that until they become a legalized citizen, no work, no loans, no nothing. That's the problem is I understand now. Look, you don't think my heart breaks for people. I've read the stories. There are women, and I see the stories that they have their babies and they're afraid of the gangs and the violence in their country and they want to come to America. I understand for asylum. I understand all of this, but they got to go through a legal process because sometimes even the most innocent looking person, like I'll tell you a story. You want to hear a story? Okay, I'm going to tell you a story, and I got to be careful what I say here. But I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, a lot of in Brooklyn, because I grew up in Brooklyn. A lot of the small convenience stores in Brooklyn are owned by Arabic people. You understand? Okay. Now, after 9/11 happened, and we were all devastated. Okay, they had a look in their face. They had a look. There was something about them that I found very strange. And it wasn't just one of them. It wasn't just two of them. It was a lot of them. And let's just say they weren't shocked. Okay, I'll leave it at that. They weren't shocked that 9/11 happened. Now, these are people that every day you get your coffee from, you get your donuts from, you get your bagels from. Okay, so this is what my point of what I'm trying to make you understand. You never know anything about somebody. You just because you let them into our country, they could have affiliations with terrorists. They could have affiliations with the worst people in the world. And we have to be very, very careful who we let into our country. Don't you understand that? Don't you understand that? You just can't let anybody in. You can't. Okay? There is too much evil in this world. And we have to protect each other. We have to protect our children. We have to protect our families. And if you don't understand that, then you're all stunad. I am Italian. This is not hate speech. This is not hate speech. It's very simple. It's very, very simple, Joe. We have to protect our loved ones, our family, our country. We have to protect each other. We're not going to protect each other by letting any friggin' buddy, Joe Schmo, like your name, Eddie Joe Schmo into this country, not knowing anything about them. It's not hate speech. Have a great night, Back to the Future. God bless you. It's terrible. Haitians made meatballs out of someone's dog. That's just absolutely horrible. That's terrible. That's absolutely horrible. Come in the right way and everything is good. I agree with Hillsman. Hillsman is a very, very intelligent person at 001. Hillsman. God bless you, brother. God bless America. There's just a lot of subjects, and we could talk about this all night long, but I do got to run right now because my wife is looking at me. It's almost midnight. She wants to spend some time with her husband. She wants to show me some love. Listen, Apefather might shock all of you One day I might get into politics. And let me tell you something. If I ever did get into politics, I would promise you this. I would put America first. I would put all Americans first. I want all Americans to get a shot at the American dream. Every American deserves that shot, but let me be clear. Every American. You understand? I want to be crystal clear. Every American deserves that chance. That's it. Got to come through our country to the legal process. So with that said, thank you, TS5891. God bless you. I love all of you. Let me run. I'm gonna spend some time with my wife, who she's a wonderful, wonderful woman. Got cancer, unfortunately, at no fault of her own, by terrorists. She worked at World Trade number 2 World Trade Center, my wife. And she went to work just to go to help support our family. And she came home, she got breast cancer. So many people lost their lives that day. My wife was fortunate. Okay, but this is what I'm saying. This is the disgusting trash that's in this world. The disgusting trash. Okay, you want to let these people in our country? Not me. I want to keep them out. Okay, that's just the way I see it. God bless America. God bless everyone in our country. And with that said, Apefather wants to be clear, I am not a financial planner. I do not give financial advice. I am not a politician. I'm not here to give political advice. I'm not a politician, not yet. But I am the greatest entertainer who has ever lived on planet Earth and the entire universe, the one, the only Apefather in the house. God bless all of you. God bless President Trump. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, DJT. I will be back. God bless. Have a great night to everyone. And again, God bless TS5891. I appreciate your support. Hillsman, God bless you, brother. God bless all of you. I will be back.